how difficult it is for a woman to be a part of a male dominant political.
It's extremely hard. Having said that, I don't want to ever play the Bechari card. I'm not a Bechari.
Speaking about Marathi nowadays, there had been this campaign that it is very important for everybody to learn the regional language.
I think it's very important to learn the language because you must assimilate.
Recently at the Cannes Film Festival, we saw Alia Bhatt wearing Gucci sari. What are your thoughts on it?
It saddens me when I see so many stars only wearing cocktail gowns on international platforms where they should be showcasing what belongs to India.
Who do you think in the political industry is fashionista?
Have to be Narendra Modi. He's so immaculately dressed.
Ma'am, talking about women trafficking, are we working towards more such rescue and trying to stop?
Rescue is extremely important, but also registering complaints.
What we as a government are doing today to provide employment to women.
For women, what do you want? You want safety, you want security, and you want financial empowerment. And that's
Absolutely.
what we're working towards.
National spokesperson Shiv Sena, World Chairperson Giants Welfare Organization, Trustee I Love Mumbai, and Golden Timber Sensi founder. A fashionista, a fashion designer, a politician, a mother, a wife. How do you manage so many roles together? First of all, a very warm welcome
Thanks,
to you,
Deepti.
Shaina ma'am, at my podcast, Deepti with Deepti, where we're going to have some deep conversations over a cup of tea. So, first of all, so many roles that you play, so many different forms of relationships and roles that you have in your life. How do you balance it all? I mean, your introduction is so long.
I think it just started very organically and at a very young age. I started my fashion label when I was all of 18 in college, studying political science and law. So it's always been diverse, but I've inherited a little bit of both my parents. My father was always into public service and social welfare and always wanted me to enter active politics. My mother came from the fashion industry, and little did I realize that I have the art to drape a sari. So that's how it started. Started at 18, got engaged at 22, married at 23, continued to work. Had my daughter Shania when I was 27, entered politics at 31, launched my jewelry line, my son was born, and everything continued. So, women, as they say, know how to multitask, triple task.
Absolutely. I believe in it completely. And me sitting in your outfit right now, I feel like a princess. I feel like a true Indian vibe. I think sari has always been a part of our Indian culture and heritage. And I think women look the most beautiful in a
Yeah,
sari.
clearly.
They look ethereal.
But the sad part is that Indian women don't realize it. They wait for a Sherry Blair or Junaima Khan or a Liz Hurley to wear a sari, and then they go, wow, wow, wow. When we
Yeah.
have it right here, 6 yards of fabric, which can
Correct.
be so interestingly draped and so
Yes.
differently put together.
True.
So I would encourage the younger generation to view the sari as not just a national outfit, but as something we need to take to the international
Platform. And talking about the international platform, I think recently at the Cannes Film Festival, we saw Alia Bhatt wearing interpretation of Gucci sari. And what are your thoughts on it? Like,
It saddens me when I see so many stars only wearing cocktail gowns on international platforms where they should be showcasing what belongs to India. So when
Yeah.
we talk about Swadeshi, what is really Swadeshi? It is your textile, it is your
Correct.
embroidery, it is your handicraft, it is your artisan, and it is 6 yards of fabric. Look how novel it is that you can drape a sari in 54 styles and show the international platform that this is fabric that can be passed down generation after generation.
absolutely. And talking about the 54 styles of draping, you hold the Guinness Book of World Record for draping a sari in 54 different styles. I mean, you draped this sari in literally less than a minute, and how beautifully and perfectly the pleats are done. So, how did you get this inspiration, and how do you identify and distinct each style from the other?
So honestly, I never ever thought I had this magic in my hands. When I was growing up, I always wanted to enter politics, and that was my calling, still is.
Yeah.
And I started working with just draping a sari on jeans, a sari on a ghagra sari, a double sari, a triple sari. And the main thing is that the innovations that came out were not necessarily region prone. So they weren't like Gujarati, Kurgi,
Yes.
Assamese, etc. These were innovations of the mind,
Yeah.
and people started liking it. So I went from city to city across the country to make sure the younger generation realizes what the sari really means to India. Because a lot of mothers used to tell me that, oh, my daughter refuses to wear a sari because she
Yeah.
says it's so difficult to drape. So
Yeah.
we started doing the concept sari and the priesthood sari, and that worked wonders.
So, which is your favorite style of draping, or and which is the easiest and which is the most difficult one?
So
I put
I
three
can
questions
drape a
together.
sari even in a moving car to an aeroplane.
Oh
So
my God.
for me, I think
Have
the
you ever
double
done that?
saris. Yeah,
Yeah.
many a times when I have a political engagement, I get into the loo in the
In the
aircraft and
aircraft.
just cut on my pants. I'm draping a sari and
Oh
I'm
my
out in a sari
God.
with a bindi, and people can't understand how
Wow. You
fast
should
it's
do
happened.
tutorials for that actually. How can we
Yeah,
drape a
hacks, hacks,
inside
hacks.
a airplane washroom? So which one is your favorite
The
style?
double sari,
Double
which is
sari.
two
That's what.
saris, which is
Okay.
one full sari, and then you have another sari as a drape on top.
All right, got it. And so when we talk about your memory, what was the first time when you draped a sari? Who draped it on you? And
So,
how do you?
my mother, late Munira Chudasma, she used to drape her sari ulta. That means we start this way, she would start this way. So, as a child growing up, I always saw that she wore her sari so differently. Maybe those were thoughts that played in my mind, which I didn't realize. And as she innovated with her time, I innovated with my time, which was to just show how magical fabric can be. And I'm glad that we could innovate with even textiles, Banarasi, Bandhani, Achrak, Kanjivarams. So, for all those sari lovers that wanted to see some kind of a change, this was the beginning.
Which style of handwork on saris, or which style of sari do you think is underrated in our country today, which should get more of recognition in India or on global platform?
So I'm a big fan of French chiffon. I love chiffons, and I feel that chiffons, the way the Rajputs used to wear with lovely handwork,
Yeah.
Austrian sequins, is my vibe. Some people prefer textiles, but I
Yeah.
prefer things that flow well and give you a story, and that's the reason why.
Right. And I think it goes without saying who has been your inspiration in your fashion journey so far. It's your
My
mom, of
mother
course.
has to be, has to be. I lost her a little while ago, and I
I'm so
feel
sorry.
that nobody had a bigger impact because she was such an elegant lady, always well turned out.
So, speaking about, you have taken the best from both the worlds, like your mother being a designer and father from the political background. Was there a time you thought that, no, I want to be only into politics or only into fashion?
No,
You
I
always,
always wanted it all. And I always say that, fashion is my profession, and that's why the NC in my name can stay non corrupt because it's my source of income. But
right,
politics is my way of giving back, and
to
I
the
truly
society.
believe that only when you give do you get. So, for all of us who've earned so much from society in terms of name, fame, money, etc.,
Yes.
the way to give back for me is through politics because, like, for example, right now there were the floods in Marathwada.
Yes, I saw
We
you helping.
sent bags full of things and we
Yes.
continue to do and urge people, please donate. We don't realize that sometimes we have so much old stuff lying with us and we don't
Yes.
know what to do with it. When you
Yes.
send it there, you actually get
That's
blessings.
true. I have seen you working tirelessly and helping, whether it is the flood campaign or the blood donation campaign, working with the CM of Maharashtra. You have been there always in beach cleanups and talking about your political career. How difficult it is for a woman to be a part of a male dominant political
Very, very
scenario?
tough.
How,
The
what
hardest
are
is
the,
for women in public life and in politics. Of course, if you come from a family lineage, you have an advantage because you have a husband or a father in law or somebody who
yes,
is pushing your case. But if you're
yes,
somebody like myself who's come from no real advantageous constituency, so to
yes.
speak, it's extremely hard. Having said that, I don't want to ever play the Bechari card. I'm not a Bechari, and I play the competency card. If I have the qualities, obviously the party takes notice of it. I'm very, very happy to be a part of the Shiv Sena because Eknathji Shinde always says in Marathi की ही आमची रणरागिणी. कोणाला माहिती नव्हते की मुंबादेवी पण आहे महाराष्ट्रामध्ये, तरी पण ते लढून दाखवलं, meaning that I really fought like a tigress, and
Yeah.
I think that that was a great opportunity for me. And as they say in Hindi, कभी कभी हार में भी जीत होती है.
Absolutely. Very well said. Speaking about Marathi, nowadays, there had been this campaign that it is very important for everybody to learn the regional language. So, do you think it is right for people coming from different states who do not, who are unable to speak the language? How important it is for them
I think
to?
it's very important to learn the language because you must assimilate. Look at how much the state has given you.
Yeah.
And then to be condescending and say that I will only speak in English and Hindi, that doesn't work.
That does.
You see, even if you go to Tamil Nadu, there's so much sense of Tamil pride. If you go to a state like Bengal, there's people who speak Bengali. So why not in Maharashtra speak Marathi? I
Absolutely.
don't think that we should go hitting people, but we should definitely go encouraging people.
Absolutely. And speaking of encouragement, I have seen in all these saris that as we spoke about, you have given employment to so many, workers and female artisans and handicraft people. You have given them so much employment through your business. What we as a government are doing today to provide employment to women out here in Maharashtra?
So I think that our leader Eknathji Shinde, when he launched Ladki Bahan scheme, what was it? It was to empower every woman to get 1,500 into her bank account so she can start a small business from home, whether it's stitching a blouse or
Yes.
whether it's putting mehndi or giving a tiffin
Yes.
service, and to economically empower them. So I think that that's a great beginning, and obviously one will move out of that once you start having your own livelihood in terms of money.
Yes.
But for women, what do you want? You want safety, you want security, and you want financial empowerment. And that's
Absolutely.
what we're working towards.
That's amazing. Shaina ma'am, what do you think is the biggest problem that Maharashtra and Mumbai as a city is facing today?
In fact, I think there's no big problem because of the infrastructure. Look at the way the city has grown, be it the coastal road, the Atal Setu, the
Correct.
metro. I mean, you can connect now Mumbai north to south, east to west, and vice versa. It never happened before. The Navi Mumbai International Airport. The sky is the limit when it comes to infrastructure for a city as condensed as Mumbai. Yes, the challenges are clearly the environment, the kind of public participation, so that we ensure that our administration is not loaded, but as citizens, we all combine and strive hard to work together.
Correct. Actually, well said. The way city is being connected right now with the coastal roadways, and we see new developments and new projects. I think Mumbai, we're going to be from the west to the south
Yeah.
in few minutes.
And in fact, now we'll have a global 24/7 city. So that's great because women will have security where every road map has CCTV cameras. There's no question of any kind of atrocity. I think these are things that we need to applaud the Prime Minister for. And as far as the Mahayuti is concerned, Devendra Fadnavis, Eknath Shinde, and Ajit Pawar work collectively with the consciousness that we want to make sure that every Mumbaiker's needs are met with.
Wow. We are looking for a better and futuristic city and
Yeah.
state and country, of course. Ma'am, talking about women trafficking, as per the Google records, from the year 2018 to 23, we have around 4,000 plus women being trafficked, and around 955 such victims have been rescued. Are we working towards more such rescue and trying to stop, whether
I
it's the
think
kids?
rescue is extremely important, but also registering complaints. I'm so glad that even our cyber city crime
Yes.
cell has become so active. So
Yes.
even for women who online get threats, forget being molested,
Yeah.
etc., they can also come out and register complaints. And
Yeah.
the Mumbai police, I have a lot of faith in. They've been tremendously diligent in ensuring guilty perpetrators are dealt with severely.
I was just about to come to that point where you are working so much towards the cybercrime and telling the people to actually come forward and lodge the complaints. That's a great initiative being put up by you and the government. And ma'am, talking about a bit about your personal life.
Yeah.
So your father has had the political background. What was it like at home with him? Did you was it like a perfect?
So my father was actually my oxygen. He used to always give me the freedom to grow, do what I want. Even when I wanted to enter politics, he said, "You decide which party, and you decide how you want to go ahead with it." And fortunately for me, more than my parents, I think it's my husband who needs the credit. My husband is a very low profile Manish Munot, but we've had a love marriage.
Yeah.
And he's always let me live my dream, never stopped me. And I have two beautiful children, 25 and 19. Shania, who is in the agriculture space and working on a startup, and my son Ayan, who's all of 19 and studying international relations and politics in Boston. So if you have a support system, I think it really,
Correct.
really works well.
Correct. And you have married the love of your life. I mean, you met in college, and your journey has been beautiful since then. How important you think love is in today's world for marriages to survive?
Oh,
What is that one
extremely
thing?
important. But I think more important is trust and respect. If you trust and respect your partner, you can grow together, you can evolve together. So these are things which are very theoretical, but different things work for different people.
Absolutely. And you are a lot into yoga and mental fitness. What is that one thing you'd like to say to the younger generation out there? What should they do for, having a mental health?
Mental health is the only health. Health is wealth. I cannot meditate, so I will not suggest that. But yoga really keeps me grounded and firm. And I hope a lot of people will also view avenues such as yoga, which belongs to India, as a cool thing to do.
Who do you think in the political industry is a fashionista, apart from you, of course, has got a good sense of styling and fashion in the political industry?
Have to be Narendra Modi.
Of course.
He's so immaculately dressed,
Yeah.
and he's very particular about the way he
Way he
looks, the way he
looks.
talks, the way he lives,
Yes.
and has got the discipline in place.
And one last thing you'd like to say of viewers and the younger generation who wants to get into the political background and career?
So I'd like to say on Deep Tea with Deepti that the younger generation should not run away from politics and responsibility. It's important to be part of the process and part of the decision making, and that can only happen if we collectively work together for a better society. So definitely be hands on, be aware, and definitely do your two bits.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. It was so
Thank you.
lovely to have you on the
Thank
podcast.
you.
Thank you.